What's up, you guys? Namicon here, bringing you my perspective as to what entertainment is bringing us. And today, we'll be talking about the Everglow, the second studio album by American rock band May. Released in March 29th, 2005. It received positive reviews from critics, but it received a pretty small fanfare, only charting at number 51 on the Billboard 200. It did top the Christian charts though. My only assumption is that because their record label at the time, Tooth and Nail Records, is known as a Christian label. Some of their well-known acts are Under Oath, Anne Boleyn, and MXPX. Before I heard this album, I have never heard of this band before. And a couple of my music peeps recommend me this album, and one of them even said it's their favorite pop punk album. And me being the pop punk connoisseur in that group, that statement got me curious, so I had to look them up. I got wary since they are labeled as emo and indie rock, nothing related to punk. But I still came into this album with an open mind. And how do I feel about this album? Well, let's find out. Yeah, I'm gonna go track by track on this album. So I'll be reviewing it for hours, and time is at the essence of my life. So I'll tell you a couple of standouts and my least favorite aspects on the album, which spoiler, there isn't. So for starters, the Everglow is a concept album. As you can tell by the album cover, with the songs having a story-like nature, there's apparently a booklet that comes with the physical copy of the album. I don't own a copy of it, so I have no idea if that's true or not. The album starts off with the prologue saying that you're now listening to the audio portion of the Everglow. And to get the full experience of the Everglow, you have to open the booklet, which I don't have. We then move on for the first song in the album, We're So Far Away, which is a ballad, and it starts off with the line, remembering everything. That is an interesting way to start off an album. However, it does set the tone for what the album is about. This song is about the narrator looking at his past, and even speaking to his significant other. I really like this song. I never expected ballad to start off an album. Normally, it will be the last song on the album, or maybe like in the middle. But not May. But I think it works really well and sets the tone for what's to come on the Everglow. We move on to Someone Else's Arms. We finally get to see what the band is capable of. And man, what a big impression this song has. This song is awesome. This song was released as the lead single for the album. And this is about the narrator not having a good time as he did not sleep for 2 days. And to cope with his past, he became an alcoholic. And all he wants in his life is to wake up in someone else's arms. I think it's a beautiful song that needs more recognition. It did not chart it anywhere. But it did have a music video. So I'm assuming it did air in a couple of music video stations like MTV or whatever, or TRL, whatever was popular at the time. So the next song is called Suspension. This was the second single for the album, and it's also a song that I really enjoyed. And did you know that this band was formed in Virginia? Yeah, in Norfolk specifically, which is very cool to me as a VA native. Not all our favorite acts are from there, besides the Foo Fighters and Dave Matthews Band. It also helps that their music is great too. We then move on to This Is the Countdown. This album was designed as a storybook, and because of that, the band wanted to promote the album as one big story. Well, that's what I assume their mindset was. Although they did only release 2 singles, they did not chart it at all, which is unfortunate because those 2 singles are excellent, if I say so myself. The next song is called Painless. This is probably my favorite song in the album, an absolute banger of a track. This song is about the protagonist dealing with heartbreak. He's trying to fake it until he makes it, but his smile is all just a facade. He tries to keep moving forward, but unfortunately he feels numb about the world. A pretty dark song lyrically, but oh my god, instrumentally wise, it is so good. I'm glad I heard this album. There's like no misses in this album. We move on to The Ocean. This album was produced by the band, and Ken Andrews, who is the lead singer of Failure, an alternative rock band. And the production is excellent. I feel all the instruments were brought in proficiently, and that's greatly appreciated. We move on to Breakdown. While the while the well, like I said, the Everglow the singles didn't get any radio play. It didn't even chart on a Hot 100. Never charted. Not even in the rock charts. It did receive music videos. So and it did receive music videos, which is good. I really liked the music video for Suspension. I thought it was pretty cute. Although unfortunately they have not passed like 500,000 views, which is it's a massive shame if I say so myself. The next song is called Mistakes We Knew We Were Making. So the protagonist finally finds a girlfriend, and the relationship was solely based on their feelings and not logic. And because of this mindset, they went to have unprotected sex without knowing the risk of pregnancy. And a couple of months later, the woman was said to be pregnant. And they had to accept to bring their child to life, changing their viewpoint on the world. Which to me serves as the turning point in the album. The next song is called Cover Me. I did mention that the Everglow has a prologue, but it also has an epilogue, which is narrated by Charlotte Martin, who is known for her piano skills, which is why they both specialize on a piano, and I think her presence is cute. It makes the concept feel like a book, which was Maze's intention. Other songs like the title track, Ready and Waiting to Fall, and Anything or All fantastic tracks progressing the story of what the protagonist is going through on his life. And overall, this album is fucking fantastic. I can definitely see why a lot of my music peers have praised this album constantly, and one of them has even said this is their second favorite album of all time. And yeah, this is definitely a great album. I can't think of any flaws in this album. This is quite possibly one of the greatest pop punk albums I have ever heard. I can't believe that the music community isn't talking about this band. Not even the pop punk, emo, indie community. Like, I didn't hear anything about this band until a couple of friends have stated that this is their favorite pop punk album. And me being the biggest fan of the genre, it got me curious. And my curiosity paid off greatly. This album gets a 5 out of 5 for me. This album has no misses. It feels complete, and the story is well told. If you are into pop punk concept albums like American Idiot, Lights and Sounds, The Black Parade, Blink-182's self-titled album, please go check the Everglow out. I promise you that you will not be disappointed with this. So, I'm a fan of this band now. I hope that their other albums are almost as great as this, at least. But overall, for those that have heard the Everglow by May, did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and make sure you follow my Letterboxd, Backlogged, and Instagram down in the description down below. And if you want to, you can also join my Discord server down in the description down below. This album gets a 5 out of 5. There's no misses. This album needs more attention. I'm probably gonna recommend it to anyone that is interested in hearing more of the pop punk concept albums in the punk sphere. But yeah, this is Namicon, and I'll see you next time. And if you really want to listen to the album, I'll put the link to it down in the description down below. But anyways, see you guys.